is what happened in Parliament. Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave us a foundation stone for a new Parliament that is to come by 2022 winter session. Mr. Modi, while addressing the nation during the groundbreaking ceremony, claimed that India needed a new Parliament for a new India. The opposition, on the other hand, says that this entire new Parliament project is little more than Mr. Modi's personal vanity project, a waste of money at a time when the country needs to save its economy. Take a look at our other big story today.
Auspicious start to a new beginning. Amidst the sacred chants, Prime Minister Narendra Modi lays the foundation for a new temple of democracy. Invocations from scriptures of all religions.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
A prayer to mark the new era in the India story.
Today, every word has been fulfilled, and now, Lord God of Israel,
reflecting the diversity of the country, Prime Minister Modi highlighted the significance of the day in his speech that followed the ceremony.
संसद का नया भवन अपनी पहचान स्थापित करेगा। देश के लोग, आने वाली पीढ़ियां नए भवन को देखकर गर्व करेगी कि ये स्वतंत्र भारत में बना है।
Prime Minister Modi used the occasion to answer his critics who have called the end war a waste of money and destruction of our heritage.
संसद के शक्तिशाली इतिहास के साथ ही यथार्थ को भी स्वीकारना उतना ही आवश्यक है। ये इमारत अब करीब 100 साल की हो रही है।
The government aims to get the new parliament ready in time for the country's 75th Independence Day in 2022. The triangular complex on 64,500 square meters will be eco-friendly and use 30% less electricity. The seating capacity in Parliament will increase by 150% once the new building is ready. The Lok Sabha chamber will have a seating capacity for 888 people, while the Rajya Sabha will have 384 seats. There will be 1,272 seats for joint sittings.
The Modi government claims that the old Sansad Bhavan behind me was weeping because of overuse. After today's events, India's most iconic landmark is all set to travel from colonial roots to Atmanirbhar origins, from Duke of Connaught to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. A debate rages whether the switch was necessary. There is a Supreme Court restriction on construction. But perhaps it is an apt time to serve a reminder to MPs and parties that the debate and discussion caliber in Parliament also is in need of urgent repair. In New Delhi, with Ajay Thakur, Rahul Srivastav for India Today.
Parliament for a new India. Is this an idea whose time has come, or is it a vanity project? That's the big question that we want to raise. Does the central vista really reflect misplaced priorities, as some are claiming? That's another question to raise. I'm joined by Nalin Kohli, who's still with us. Pawan Kheda of the Congress is now joining us. Madhav Raman is co-founder Anagram Architects, and he's one of the architects who's been questioning this project from day one. Niranjan Hiranandani is one of India's foremost builders, MD of the Hiranandani Group. I appreciate all of you joining us. Let's look at that question. Is this a vanity project or an idea whose time has come? Madhav Raman, why don't you start? As someone who has been critical of this project from day one, why is it that you believe that this project has failed to meet the standards that architects like you would expect?
Well, I think it's failed to meet standards not just set by architects like me. We are very few in number and very humble usually. But it's failed to meet the standards set down by the Constitution and our sense of participatory democracy. So in terms of foundations, the democratic foundations are very weak. And whether you look at it as the parliament as a project or the larger Central Vista project, the problems persist.
You're saying the problems persist despite the fact. What is specific? Tell me, what are the specific problems that, according to you, trouble you about this project? Let's be specific. Beyond what you are claiming is the lack of transparency.
Yeah, I mean, lack of transparency is the fundamental thing, hurdle to participatory democracy. But let's look at need and requirement. Now, a lot has been said about the fact that the MPs who are our elected representatives are left without enough infrastructure to carry on their day-to-day. Their numbers are going to increase, and so there is a need. Now, I remember in December 2015, the Honorable Speaker, then Sumitra Mahajan, had forwarded a request to the then Urban Development Minister, Venkaiah Naidu, bringing to a close a detailed set of discussions that had happened from speaker to speaker regarding the inefficiencies of Parliament. Now, that representation to the minister at that point in time had identified a plot across the street. Right? So alternative sites were suggested. Now, the fact is that with this kind of opacity, we are unclear how these goalposts have shifted, and suddenly the site that was vetted by the CPWD then and rejected because of the heritage requirements and being incapable to get the parliamentary requirements under the heritage laws, suddenly we find that is the very site that has been selected. So my point is, finding alternatives, figuring out whether there is space for MPs. There is all of Parliament Annex, which was built in 2017, which has their chambers, it has conference facilities, and it's barely, I would say, 60 meters away or maybe 100 meters away. So, so my entire problem is there is very, very blatant and apparent gratuitousness in very many parts of this project. And we are kept away. Sorry. Okay, so you're saying that you have fundamental problems with the manner in which the entire process of approving this project, of decision making in this project has gone through, and that's where you believe the problems lie. On the other hand, Pawan Kheda, presumably, the Congress actually boycotted or had a no-show today at this parliament ceremony. What is your problem? Are you saying that the Prime Minister of the country and the government of the day cannot take a decision that the time has come to give Parliament a facelift, that the numbers are likely to increase of MPs, you need more space, therefore you need a new Parliament?
Rajdeep, it's very natural for Rajdeep Sardesai to love Rajdeep Sardesai and Pawan Kheda to love Pawan Kheda. But the blind, obsessive, unconditional love that Narendra Modi has with himself it gets reflected in such deeds. It's so blind that he fails to see that India has fallen to number 94 in the global hunger index. We are behind Pakistan and Bangladesh, since my friend Nalin Kohli loves to be compared to Pakistan always. We are behind Bangladesh and Pakistan. We are closest. We are slightly better than some South African countries. It is so blind that my friend Nalin Kohli and his party, they fail to see that the center is unable to give the state's share of GST. They forget that MSMEs are bleeding. They forget that the textile sector, the aviation sector, you name any sector, they're bleeding. Now they will come up with this Keynesian argument, public spending, career public spending, build a tribal girls hostel, build hospitals. Rajdeep, this vanity project, as you rightly called, reminds me of Sahib.
My question is it a vanity project? My point to you, Pawan Kheda, is it that the opposition is claiming that the Prime Minister or the government of the day should not, in its wisdom, conceive of the idea of a new parliament, given the fact that with delimitation over the next decade, the number of MPs are likely to increase?
Rajdeep, words have a very limited legacy. And unfortunately for Mr. Narendra Modi, the only legacy he is leaving behind are words. So he leaves a visible legacy. If you want a visible legacy, there are several things that you can do. Build institutions. This parliament existing parliament, even if you bring the delimitation, has the capacity for 750 parliamentarians. And the Central Hall has a capacity of over 900 parliamentarians. Where is the need to spend for such an ostentatious expenditure? This really reminds me of Sahir Ludhianvi. ये चमनजार, ये जमुना का किनारा, ये महल, ये मुनक्कश दरो दीवार, ये महराब, ये चाक, एक शहंशाह ने दौलत का सहारा लेकर हम गरीबों की मोहब्बत का उड़ाया है मजाक। इनको अपने आप से इतनी मोहब्बत है, इनको किसान नहीं दिख रहे, इनको कुछ नहीं दिख रहा, इस देश में डूबती हुई इकोनॉमी नहीं दिख रही। He only sees that placard with his name. इनको आज राष्ट्रपति जी को क्यों नहीं बुलाया? Where was the president? ये लोकतंत्र के मंदिर के भगवान खुद ही हैं क्या नरेंद्र मोदी? राष्ट्रपति का कोई रोल नहीं है। So there are several questions. Where was the need? The timing, the priorities? What is the excuse?
Let Nalin Kohli, you've said what you have. Nalin Kohli respond. That is there a Shahenshah mentality? That, you know, this is going to be my project. Even today, Nalin Kohli, Pawan Khera suggesting the President of India, the Constitution of India, the Parliament normally is addressed, joint sessions are addressed by the President, the Vice President is the Chairperson of Rajya Sabha, none of them were there. The focus was on Mr. Modi. Is this therefore a vanity project as the opposition alleges?
I've heard a rather long speech by my good friend Pawan Khera. I won't make a speech, but I will take some time to answer it. He possibly lives there on Akbar Road or 10 Janpath. Who knows? The fact of the matter is Mr. Modi is not building a house for himself. Neither is BJP MP building a house for himself. This is the Parliament of India. It's going to outlast every tenure of the next many prime ministers who will come in this country. So it's not a matter. Number two, and I have not found a single cogent argument. Of course, I can understand that as far as Pawan Khera ji and his party are concerned, they live in history. They are still awakening from the fact that Nehru ji was the best in the country and nothing has happened after that. It's okay. That's how dynasties rule. Let's come back now to this fact. The Parliament building is old. It's not a young building. Rajiv, none of us on this program are parliamentarians. But perhaps this conversation should be with parliamentarians who function there. But as visitors to the Parliament, I can tell you that I have certainly seen corridors being used for space and for keeping cupboards. I have certainly seen staircases where stuff is kept because this building is beyond its capacity. It was not built for an India with a population of 1 billion plus. And it was certainly not built with the needs of today. It's a beautiful building, but that's okay. So is Lal Killa and so is Taj Mahal. I mean, but that doesn't mean that India has to stop in the Lal Killa or Taj Mahal.
No, but you're not
going.
You're not going to build another Taj Mahal. No, Nalin Kohli, you're not going to build another Taj Mahal. Let's be very clear. The point is, is it about making Parliament more functional? Is what you're suggesting? That with a new, it's about making Parliament more functional. Am I correct?
Absolutely. Overcoming the inadequacies, going beyond retrofitting, and making something that is there for Indian democracy to function better. Okay. Now, of course, the Congress party not attending it is okay. The Congress party, in any case, doesn't like anything. So that we are not going to stop that, but that doesn't mean the government should stop its work.
Okay.
And calling it a vanity, I'll reject.
I'm having a problem with your audio, sir, again. I'm having a problem with your audio. We'll try and get that better. Niranjan Hiranandani, do you believe the time has come for a facelift? Apart from the tutu meme of politicians, you need a facelift. We could argue, as Madhav Raman is saying, that the system should be more transparent. You need to make it more inclusive, involve more possibly a wider range of people in discussing how are you going to do this Central Vista project. But fundamentally, do you believe that Parliament after 75 years needs a facelift?
Rajdeep, this Parliament House is 75 years old, but the entire design and everything is done in 1921.
That's right.
Which is more than 100 years, and I think is fairly outdated. Looking at the efficiencies that we can bring about in a modern project, and also the entirety of the Central Vista design that I have seen, the efficiencies that you are going to bring about, and all the various departments which are spread all over the city being consolidated into one location, I think the government will actually save 1,000 crores of rupees per year only out of bringing this consolidation to take place. So the efficiency in terms of a total build at the end of the day is definitely going to happen. And I think we really need to do it. Maybe you need to do it after 5 years, or you need to do it after 3 years, but at some point of time, you needed to do it. So having to do it now is a wonderful idea. Second,
yes,
it's not only about Parliament House. That's why I feel it's wrong to think like that. We have to see the entire vista concept. That is what is working, which means the entire government, all the departments of the government. Today, the inefficient buildings that are there, they are so badly designed, they are so energy inefficient. There is no communication. Everybody takes so much time to travel between the various offices and other things to be done. The entire thing is quite all dated, and I think needs to be done. I'm not getting into the politics of it. Let the politicians.
So you're
do
saying
their
from an
job. They're doing it
efficiency,
wonderfully.
you're saying to
But
improve
from a-
efficiencies, you need to look and redesign the entire Central Vista project after 7 decades. Madhav Raman, would you agree with that? Because when I speak to architects involved with the project, they tell me we will not cut any of the trees. We will ensure that the ethos of the Central Vista is retained even while improving efficiencies. Do you think that this is a realistic target to improve efficiencies? You need a new Central Vista.
I like to kind of respond to both Mr. Kohli and Mr. Hiranandani. I think Mr. Kohli was absolutely right. None of us have been parliamentarians, so we can only judge by the information we have in the public domain, which I have been doing for the past 1 year along with many other colleagues who are concerned with this development. So if you'll bear with me, I'd like to give some clarifications. There is a Prime Minister's residence being brought into the Central Vista development. And only in 2017, the Lok Kalyan Marg residence of the Prime Minister was expanded and upgraded and so on and so forth. So it is not that he is building himself a home in terms of the parliament, but definitely his residence is a component of this project. The second thing that Mr. Kohli had said was that there is no space for this kind of an infrastructure. Now, I'd like to point out that the CPWD, which is a 165-year-old organization, it's the construction arm of the government, has not only built this structure when it was constructed, but has since then till now been in charge of it. In 2012, there was a minor fire in the parliament, and the Delhi Fire Service basically in its report said that it is because of ill-maintained spaces, storage which has been haphazardly put, unplanned development is what they called, haphazard development. So what we are hunting for is some evidence of application of mind, given that there is an perceived situation. There are also claims of earthquake. This thing. Now, my point is earthquake will happen tomorrow. I want to point out in this 920 crore project construction cost, not one paisa has been allocated to the conservation of old parliament. In its entirety, it's being spent on the new construction. Mr. Hiranandani's point of efficiency and so on and so forth, I would like to say we are all doing this online. We have not traveled to your studio. We are getting work done quite efficiently. We are entering Digital Bharat, Digital India.
But Madhav Raman, anyone who has traveled through Shastri Bhavan to the various bhavans realizes there is a need for a facelift. No one can deny that.
Let me just complete on that point. The bulk of the government servants who work in that area today, and Mr. Kohli will back me up on this, live in various parts of the city, including on the peripheral parts of the suburbs, and they travel in by car. Every evening, if you get in and get out of Central Vista with the current development, which by the way, 60% is for public use. The usurpation of public use land is what we are objecting to. We are all for development. That's our job as architects and as real estate developers. We don't need to be encouraged to think about new things. But on the question of heritage, there is the idea of precinct. I want to draw attention of everyone to the Rakabganj Gurdwara, Rakabganj Sahib, which is just 100 meters away. It was built in 1783 by Bhai Bhagel Singh to commemorate the cremation grounds of the cremation of Guru Tegh Bahadur. That entire space has seen multiple renovations, upgradations, infrastructure. The langar has expanded, and seva. You can eat off the floor of that. Now, if that example of preserving living heritage, because even now the Takht is on top of the very
But what makes you, very quickly, sir, what makes you think that the living heritage will not be preserved? These are apprehensions. The architects
This is
are
the
telling me they
birthplace
will
of our
not take a single inch of public space. They say the public space will be retained.
As far as the parliament is concerned, it is the birthplace of our constitution. We've been enacting our laws there. That is the living heritage we are talking about. If you make it a museum, it gets mummified. Now, the fact of space, that alternatives, show us evidence of application of mind.
Okay.
Show us the studies. 2 weeks back on
you're making
promised a website. We are still waiting for it.
Well, I'm told that the website will be up soon, but I just want to get a sense.
As far as the tree cutting, may I please say, as far as the tree cutting is concerned, this is the worst time to plan transplantation of these species. All these species don't get transplanted. These trees are very old. They're very large. If you saw photographs that came out in the Hindu, they seem to have been cut to size to fit the truck rather than the other way around. So let's not speculate on what would be a good practice until we see evidence of good practices at play and participatory democracy being encouraged.
So the word is participatory democracy. Nalin Kohli, the sense is that when you're going in for such a major project, you have to make it more inclusive. You still don't have the website. It's not up. We are told it's going to be up soon. If there are architects like Madhav Raman who have questions, they should be allowed to come to some kind of an open forum, address those concerns should be addressed. The fact is the opaqueness of this project is what troubles people.
I don't know Mr. Raman, so I don't mean it personally, but I would also raise a counter question. Just because Mr. Raman is not aware, he can't expect to simply believe that everyone on the other side is a fool. I mean, that is certainly not acceptable. I mean, this building is also designed by an architect, somebody from his profession. I mean, so to believe that, no, I don't know about it, so they must be fools and they are messed up. I mean, sorry to say, but Mr. Raman, with humility, I say that would be arrogance. I mean, shall we also believe that after all, someone who's working there must be someone who knows his job?
Okay.
And second, so I can say that Rajdeep has been there. Please also look at the overall thing. I'm telling you as one person who's been to Parliament building, I love the building for its heritage value. But if you ask me personally, are they the most comfortable seats sitting in there? Certainly not. That's only the basics. Everyone says that the temple of democracy should function in the modern age, but you don't want to have the modern facilities.
Let me give a final word to you, Pawan Khera. This is a parliament for a modern age. The Prime Minister said it, a new parliament for a new India. A final word from you.
Rajdeep, where are the stakeholders? Who are the stakeholders? What were the consultation processes adopted? How can you just go ahead and implement laws on farmers without having a proper discussion in the parliament? You don't have a winter session. You don't believe in democratic and parliamentary functioning, and you are talking about just a structure. ये आत्मनिर्भर भारत प्रधानमंत्री की आत्ममुग्धता पर नहीं बच सकता है. तो यह, this is absolute self-obsession, nothing beyond that.
Okay.
Nobody was consulted.
Let's leave it there. It's the consultation process which the opposition is questioning. The government insists, though, that they will ensure that the new parliament building will adhere to all the standards that are expected of the temple of democracy. We'll wait and see. Remember, the matter is still in court, and that's the interesting part. The court has made it clear there can be no construction activity that takes place, even though the foundation was laid today. Thank you all very much for joining me on the news today.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.